All right, hello. Thank you for watching, and this is going to be, I guess, a second part follow-up video for the one I posted a few days ago, talking about my Mordhau open world persistent game mode mod type thing. So to kick it off, we have a little bit of additions to that big map I was in previously that I didn't really talk about. So here's, I guess, a starting village type place that when you first run the server and you are created for the first time, you'll start somewhere around here, probably actually right here on this podium thing. And then in the near future, we'll have some NPCs who will be friendly NPCs who will be living in this village and probably maybe doing really basic mundane things that you can then talk to. And they'll give you some info. You can talk to them. There will probably be a trading system too with NPCs to buy and sell stuff with currency. And they'll kind of give you like some rudimentary things to do. I'm not sure if we're going to do a quest system yet, but I do know there are going to be NPCs who want certain things, who will give you money for certain things and stuff like that. Pretty basic. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll start playing from I guess what is the beginning, starting from a new save file, and we'll play the game, and that'll take a minute. So as far as the progress in this video, besides I guess the map having a little area for us to kind of play test and have a little vertical slice in, I did a bunch of work to the inventory system, adding a couple features. So we're in. And if you listen, we also have now an ambient audio system that I brought in from one of my other projects. So that's very nice. In the inventory now, we have a little bit different. I revised how some of the slots were working and stuff. And I also added a little toggleable tip section. I might be using this kind of thing, so a little button to add more things to other sides of the panel for other information. Maybe something like a mini map even, that could be cool. So let's check out some of these items we get started with. We have a little starter box. This grants you some little bit of cash and a chance at random items. So this gave me a little mace. Wow. And it's basically just a vanilla Mordhau weapon that you just have. A little bag expansion, so that will increase our inventory slots, that item functionality. And we'll open this developer box because it has a bunch of crap for me to mess around with. So we spawn in and we get a horse whistle, and that automatically spawns in, which is annoying. But besides that, we have a bunch of other random ass weapons for testing. We have another type of horse whistle that we'll get to in a moment, and other bag expansions. Bonk. Nice, nice, and lots of room to play with. So let's get on the horse and just ride around for a minute. There's not really much to see in the village yet here. There's no NPCs or really much to do. There's not really much of a gameplay loop yet, but we will be working on that soon. So, I guess another system to talk about, I started working on harvesting, the way you get resources from stuff in the world. So, specifically, this harvesting axe, it is just a vanilla Mordhau axe, but it has additional functionality to, when you hit certain objects, the equipment will register that, send it to the harvest manager, and then that will check the info and then evaluate if you should be getting stuff and then what you should get and then give it to you if needed. So we hit the tree, bunk, and it spits out a pretend wood item, which is actually a small coin purse. Nice. So that is right here. We get a small coin purse. Coin purse that jingles softly with the sound of coin. Nope, hit it a few more times, get more stuff. As long as the axe connects to the tree, it'll actually divvy out the item. So for example, if I hit like that, it still kind of does. It's a little bit weird, but right now it's a 100% chance to give something. Small coin purse, small coin purse, small coin purse, medium coin purse. So there's a bit of RNG in a large one. Wow, that's a low chance. Yep, so we have 7 now, we have 2 of these and 1 of these. So there is basically a loot table system I came up with, and that will be driving anything that you are given from harvesting or a loot drop from a killed monster, creature, person. Not player. Players will function a bit differently in PvP. So with that, these items obviously will grant one-time use some coins. So we do that, we get some money. Very nice. Oh, of course he died. Didn't like that. I think he has an AFK kill timer. I'm gonna fix that. So yeah, if I get into a fight, I think we have combat music. No, it doesn't register with your friendly horse. Let me go take some random damage real quick. Yes, I think it will work on any damage, so I'll just fall off a cliff real quick. We will now switch to a combat music for a short while, and then once you don't take damage for like 10-15 seconds or so, it's a bit of a randomness, it will switch back. So normally you wouldn't have the combat music on falling, it'll just be on other player melee attacks. That's all registered, but I just have it for the testing. So now we're back to nice and peaceful, happy music. Awesome. Alright, so now that that horse whistle is settled, we will despawn this guy, move this over. We have another horse whistle, which is the actual one that will be used in the game, and this one has, again, another ability to spawn a mount, a light black horse. So we'll spawn that guy, and here we go, we got our horse. But a little bit of a difference is that this item has it's basically a temporary horse, in the sense that once this horse dies that I'm riding on, it will register back to the item and say, hey, your horse is dead, you must now clear that horse. So let's find a nice tall place to unfortunately jump off and kill this horse with. This is probably fun. Now if we check back with the inventory, that horse now no longer exists, and now it is none. You must speak to a stable master, which is an NPC who doesn't exist yet, but will have a little vendor type thing to be able to buy a new horse with money, and then it will register a new horse with this horse whistle. Very cool. So we will move this out of the way. And also hot swap as seen, I think maybe in the last video. Yeah, there's a bit of a weird issue where you use the horse whistle when you use it with no weapon, so it's kind of just spawning when I don't want it to be, but that is work in progress. So we'll just ride off a bit now and ride to the happy little forest while I think of what else to talk about. As far as other like gameplay systems go, we're gonna have PvP and PvP things to do. The PvE stuff will be obviously gathering and crafting and whatnot with the materials that you can harvest from like creatures and just things around the world, trees and rocks, and I don't know, little things in the forest that get spawned randomly, like I don't know, mushrooms to make potions and crap like that to then use to heal yourself. We also are going to be planning on doing like little bandit encampments, so something like this area, for example, we would be placing little wooden fortifications and then some AI spawners who will be hostile towards you, and they'll be lightly armored, they'll be like little bandit kind of characters, and yeah, you can kill them and then you'll be getting another, from a loot table, some random stuff, which could be useful to bolt to your gear maybe. And then the types of AI you'll fight will get harder as you get deeper into the map, because obviously there's better gear in Mordhau, so you need to reward people for killing harder things. So yeah, nice happy forest. And then we come to this big clearing of our little vertical slice area, that little village, and we see, oh, whoa, what is this? Look how big the map is, wow! So this little vista, maybe people will be driven towards it from the road, and then they'll see, oh shit, I now have a huge world to explore, and there's gonna be villages around here, and maybe a big city in the distance, and yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty cool. We do not have a day-night cycle yet either. That is going to be worked on soon. This audio system already supports it, so the audio will change based on if it's day or night. I just need to actually make it night and set that up and all that jazz. So that'll be a fun few days of hashing that out. I already have a day-night cycle system from a previous Unreal project that I work on, so that's not going to be too much of an issue to bring it over, and or just make a new one that's similar enough. It doesn't have to be too complex, register if it's day or night, maybe do different things. And I guess help with that, we do have a torch weapon. This is like a vanilla weapon that's usually not really accessible, but I made my own and tweaked it a bit, so now it's just a normal weapon that you can hold. And at night this will be obviously quite bright and help you see stuff. Alright, moving along here. Level 5, let's speed the time real quick, because that might be. Just trying to get a little bit further into the map to see what else we've been experimenting with. So coming up here soon, we are going to be probably using some of the vanilla maps as well to help fill out the content. So obviously up ahead you'll be noticing that there is a big city now over here. And obviously that's Fatoria, meaning we are probably going to be, let me get rid of this surface stuff. Probably going to be using some of the vanilla maps in tasteful areas around, after we modify them of course. So right now this is just a really rough, we just dropped it in, morphed it so it kind of fit the landscape, and then yeah, that's it. But in the future we'll be fleshing this out much more, adding a real surrounding village type area, and then same for other parts of the map. There are plenty of vanilla Mordhau maps that would fit quite nicely sort of together, at least in the distance. So for example, that big grad map, we'll stick that off in the mountains to the north somewhere, you know, just an idea. And that'll help us speed up the map making process much more. So as you can see, it's a bit rough, the transition and all that. This will get it hashed out. This is really just a, literally in, like today, we just kind of threw it in, made it look at least roughly together, and then, yeah. So yeah, that is pretty much the video. This city, for example, all these cities around the map will be also having people in them and all that jazz. We're not really sure about the extents of how much AI we're going to have around, but there will at least be quite a few. On top of, for example, outside of villages, you'll have little like dueling arenas with a respawn nearby. And then when you kill and when you get kills in that area, we'll probably have a little reward system for, you know, friendly competition between players. On top of whenever you are out in the world and in dangerous areas, so there will be some areas in the map that will be marked as, you know, quote-unquote dangerous. What that means is that when you die, there is a chance of losing a few random items. So that would be usually far in the north. It wouldn't be anywhere near the spawn or noob zone, because noobs can't really afford to lose items early game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's definitely really it for now. I can't drive for shit. Cool. Anyway, I thank you again for watching this, as we slowly make progress towards a pretty cool and playable mod. Yeah. You guys have a good one now. Thank you for watching.